do. Hey Sugarscape, I'm Charlie Simpson and this is my single. It's called Down Down Down. It goes something like this. There are too many people in this world trying to shout their names. Well, how am I supposed to know where to run when I don't know who's to blame? And I give people something along the way. Is it okay to be afraid of love if you don't understand it? And the nights are so long without you. The days speed up, my God, I'll never let go of you now. Some things are not worth changing. My heart swells to the size of an orchid. Takes the rest of my heart with it, going down, down, down. But I'm never going back home. Ooh. We'll send people into space without even really knowing if they're ever gonna come back down. And there are people asking just where I am. Is it okay to be afraid of hope if you don't know how to keep it? And the nights are so long without you. The days speed up, my God, I'm go with you now. Things are about to change, and my heart swells to the size of an orchid. It takes the rest of my heart with it, going down, down, down. But I'll never go back home, back home. Back home, back home. If people on earth could just get together, then maybe we could find a place for each other. If people on earth could just get together, then maybe we could find a place for each other now.
Charlie Simpson.
Hello.
Your new music is clearly quite different to work that you've done in the past.
Yes.
Do you want to talk us through it and describe the sound?
Yes. Basically, it's predominantly acoustic based, and a lot of the tracks on the album have kind of layered harmonies, which is an influence from the stuff that I grew up listening to that my dad put me onto, really. Stuff like Beach Boys and Jackson Browne and Crosby, Stills and Nash, the Eagles. A lot of stuff in the 70s that had that really big vocal sound, and I loved that when I was growing up. And so when I started writing my solo stuff, I knew that was the direction I was going to take, because that's the stuff that I still listen to now. I love those records, and they sound amazing. So, and I think that Down 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 is a nice representation of that. And when people ask me, like, what was your solo stuff like? My friends would ask me when I was making the record, and I would always put that song on to kind of show them, give them an idea of what it was like, and I thought, well, if I'm naturally doing that, gravitating towards that song, then Down 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 would be a good, obviously the right song to make the first single.
So it wasn't hard to choose a
No,
yeah.
and some of the songs on the record are much more instrument heavy, they're more band orientated, some of it's a lot more stripped down, but yeah, that was the kind of the influence behind, the main influence behind the record.
And so is this kind of style of music something you've been wanting to do for quite a long time then? Yeah.
And it's, I've always loved singer-songwriters. I'm a big fan of Elliott Smith and Jeff Buckley and Bonnie Prince Billy. Throughout my life, that's always been kind of running in tandem with the heavier stuff that I've been listening to.
Yeah.
And I think that it actually that's the same with a lot of people, because a lot of people I know that are into kind of heavy rock music also have a passion for a lot more chilled stuff, especially singer-songwriters.
So how are you feeling about the response so far?
Feeling very positive. Yeah. I'm very, very pleased with the way it's been received. I was really nervous when I kind of handed it over because I'd been so close to it for a year, and it was only really that my family and my management, my girlfriend, they were like, there weren't that many people that knew what it was, and people knew I was doing it but didn't really know what to expect. And so when I then played it to people and it got played on the radio and stuff, I was kind of like, oh, what are people going to think about it? And it was just really nice that everyone was so positive. So I feel very grateful for that.
And you had a pretty good show at the Tabernacle last week. So has that kind of settled any nerves you might have?
I can't remember when I was that nervous before. I literally was like on set just before the stage. I was like, ugh. And I walked on stage and within about 5 seconds the crowd was so nice and so supportive that I suddenly just went from nerves to excited and then just had a great show. It was good.
Was it weird playing songs? Because obviously your album, not people. It hasn't been released. People don't know the songs. Yeah. How was it playing songs?
I always find it weird when I go, because I've done that a few times. I've gone to see bands where they're either playing a new album and predominantly playing material from that record, or you just don't know the songs. But I think that it was good because they knew some songs. I think they knew enough. I mean, 4 songs they did know because they're like we've given away a free EP that's got a couple of the tunes on. So that was nice. But I think it was just an opportunity for people just to listen and hear the tunes, and I think we did a good job. I think we played them well, so hopefully we'll all enjoy them.
And from like internet detection work, it seems like "Please Let Me Go" has been really favoured.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I wrote that like 4 days before the show, just as a. I don't think we've got enough songs to play because So I literally I wrote that song in about 25 minutes, in my bedroom, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. I might play that. And then suddenly everyone was like, oh, they really like that tune. So I actually spoke to my management today. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but until we can make sure we can do it, I'm going to record that song and then put it as a album only download on iTunes. So if you get the record on iTunes, cool. I don't think there's time to put it on the physical record because we've got to get in and it's all gone to the label and stuff. But I think what we can do is put it. On iTunes, if you buy the album, you can get like a bonus track. Yeah. I think that's what we'll do. That's what I'm going to try and do. So don't hold me to it. But that's my plan.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. And so the band that you played with at Tabernacle, are they your touring band for the whole?
Yeah, they are. They're great guys. And one of them, interestingly, I went to school with, and I was in a band with when I was about 14. Oh. And when I started putting the band together, I rang him up and said, he goes, oh, by the way, I'm moving to London because I want to start playing music. And I was like, well, that's
by the way, I'm playing music too.
So I'm putting a band together, and he was like, oh, great. Because he's actually in another band as well, but he said he'd love to get involved in my stuff. And the guy that drummed on the album, a guy called Ruben, he knew the other guys, so it was actually really quick. I was actually really worried about putting the band together because I thought it has to be so right because I'm so meticulous about. I played 90% of the instruments on the record myself, and I wanted to do that because I just knew exactly. I had the vision in my head, and I just thought if I want this to be, the way I imagine it. And so I thought I was going to have to go through loads of different musicians to try and get the right people in the band. And literally, we set up, had a rehearsal.
Kind of like X Factor audition style.
Yeah. With the sound But we had one rehearsal and they were just awesome. So.
Yeah, oh sweet. Yeah. And your lyrical content, I think, is quite different to what you've done in the past as well. Obviously, completely different style of music. So where do you get your inspiration from for writing your lyrics?
I think I kind of gone down the element of kind of storytelling with writing this music, and I like that because it's like, whereas with other with five-star stuff, it could be really reflective emotions that don't necessarily tie together in a sense of a story. They're more talking about the way you feel about something.
Yeah.
And I wanted, I liked the idea of actually kind of telling stories on this record. So a few of the songs are actually, pretty much stories from start to finish.
Yeah. And from what I've heard of the album, because we had a sampler sent in, but a few of the songs seem a bit sad.
Yeah, it's
funny. Are you okay?
It's funny.
What's wrong with you, Charlie?
It's so funny. Someone else said that to me the other day. They're like, it's quite sad, isn't it? You're right. I was like, yeah. I think it's because it's funny because in my mind, it's not a sad record. It's a happy record, and I think that's because I was so happy when I was making it.
Yeah.
And we were making it in the summer last year, and I was in this amazing studio. It's just me and this guy called Danton Supple who produced it, and I was just having the best time ever. So it feels happy to me, but I guess some of the lyrics are sad. But I mean, it's not depressing sad. It's reflective. It's melancholy.
Sounds like tortured souls.
Yeah, no, I like melancholy is that I get the most emotion out of that, whether it's in films or music.
Yeah.
Happy songs are great, and there are a couple on the record, but
it's kind of like sad lyrics, but with happy melodies,
exactly,
kind of masking
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I love in music in general.
Yeah.
So.
And in I Need a Friend, you talk about Jesus a little bit. Are you religious?
Yeah. My brother and my dad are incredibly religious. They're Christian, and I am as well. I mean, I'm not as far along as they are, but it's something that I've been interested in from a young age, because I've been since the age of about 15.
Yeah.
And it's often throughout the Firestar stuff it kind of played a part. So also with some of the stuff I was writing about. And it's something that I'm interested in. I think about.
And does your solo stuff have kind of a time limit on it as such? Because Firestar are meant to be recording.
Yeah,
next
no,
year,
there's not a time limit. There's
going to keep it going.
Yeah,
as well.
keep it. Basically, it'll. I mean, with the Firestar guys, we've all just said we'll do our own thing, and then when the time's right, we'll come back and So I think they're doing their own music thing at the moment. Dan and Al have just started recording a thing. I heard a bit of last night. Actually, it's really good.
Yeah.
But I want to focus my absolute attention on this.
Yeah.
For as long as it takes, really, because I want to share the record with as many people as I possibly can. So I wouldn't say there's a time limit, but I'm just looking forward to getting out there and playing. Because I spent the last year kind of just away from it all, just very secluded, making the record. And that's what was so nice to have, just to be able to just play it and just enjoy it and just get it out, and enjoy people, see people's reactions. And I think that's what I'm really looking forward to. So we just announced these dates, which are in June, end of June, beginning of July. So that's the first run of dates, and we're going to do a couple of festivals, and then we'll do some more shows. I think in October we're going to plan a much bigger tour. So.
After the album's released, yeah. So Thorns and Sundown from the EP, are they going to be on the album, or are they separate?
Yeah. So because Thorns is a demo on the EP. But I wasn't sure people were going to get confused about that, because the free EP is demos of Down and Thorns.
The free EP.
A free EP, yeah. And then Sundown is a proper album version.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of my favourite tracks on the album. So I just thought it's good to give. I think in the changing face of the music industry, when you're combating people downloading it for free anyway. My thinking is if you give some stuff away for free, then maybe they'll buy the record. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would hope that people still buy music, because I certainly do. I'd never use LimeWire, and as I said, the music industry is a very different place now. But I think what it takes is for artists to be more. I think you've got to give stuff to your fans. I think that's a great idea, because fans support you so much, and I wanted to give something away for free, because I think that's nice. It shows that you're kind of appreciating the support, and that's great. But I really hope that people do still buy music, because it's so important to support artists, because there really isn't any other outlet for them, to be able to survive. And buying the record will generate the interest for people to go and see it live. It's a great thing. I mean, I think that it's strange. It's funny when you see the music industry how much it's changing over the things like Spotify and things that 10 years ago you'd think, what is that?
Like a tuning app on a phone.
Yeah, on a phone. But it's good. And I think there is a healthy appetite for music. That's the thing. Music is never going to die, because people love music. It's inherently built inside of us. I genuinely think I've never met anyone that's been like, I don't like music, as in, no, music, turn it off, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of, it's like eating or whatever, or drinking, or it's almost like
life's great pleasures.
It is like a natural human pleasure. And so I don't think the want for it will ever go away. It's just a case of people thinking, if they buy a record, it is actually supporting the artist, and that's important.
Yeah.
And exactly the same in the film industry.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, simple then. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Bath or shower?
Bath.
Orange squash or blackcurrant squash?
Blackcurrant squash?
Yeah. Like...
Oh, squash, you mean like Ribena?
Yeah, like the juice.
Yeah. Blackcurrant.
What do you think I meant?
I thought you meant blackcurrant, like juice, like pressed juice. As in, like,
Too posh for me, Charlie. Okay, Marmite, how do you feel?
Like it. Didn't used to. Turned around on it.
Yeah. Do you let other people put Marmite on your toast for you? Or is it too personal?
No, if other people can do it for me, I don't mind. But I would probably do it myself because there's no one really there to do it for me.
Oh. Do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't.
Have you ever seen anyone with a tattoo of you?
Yes, I have.
What was it?
No, actually, they're not actually of my face, but I've seen tattoos of
band
the
things.
band things,
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I always take a picture. I've got like an archive of them on my computer.
I'm guessing it's more Fight Star stuff.
Yeah.
Not like...
yeah.
And what are you listening to at the moment on your iPod?
The new Twin Atlantic album, I think it's very good. Just came out. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Free. And yeah, that's good. And just been cannot wait for the new Bon Iver record. That's like my most anticipated record for the last couple of years. Coming out in June. Very excited.
Awesome. And are you aware that your eyebrows have a bit of a cult following?
Yeah, I find it so funny, man. It's been on for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, people are very interested.
I know. I never really... Yeah, it's funny. I find it funny.
Do you like take some kind of grooming?
No. I never really... It's funny because... Yeah. I find it funny.
Are you paranoid now that, like, if you get really pissed and passed out, your mates might shave them off, and then all your power will be gone?
Yeah. No, I would. Yeah, no, it's funny. I don't really like when people. It's like it doesn't bother me. Like you know, some things like that would bother people.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all.
You're just cool.
I'm just like whatever. I find it funny that people even talk about it.
On that note, can I touch one?
Yes, you can touch one. There we go.
It's lovely. And then final question. We asked this to Reese Witherspoon and it didn't go down very well. Can I smell you?
You can smell me if you want.
Okay, can I just smell like a wrist or something?
Yep.
Confirm Charlie Simpson smells it?
You know what's bad about this though? Is when you leave your jumper in the washing too long and it has that weird old washing smell?
Dampy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
This I left in the washing for about 8 hours. So actually you don't want to smell this because it stinks.
I didn't get any of the jacket, I just got your skin, which was
stay
alright.
away from the jacket.
Okay.
I can smell it now, it's not good.
Nice.